As soon as Wang Peng opened his eyes, he found that he was no longer in that dim little office. There is a forest around him. Several small wooden stakes stand at random on the edge of the forest. The stakes are connected in a circle to surround him, seeming to act as a fence. But the fence was swaying, and it looked like it would collapse at any time. And above this fence, there is a faint white light, which seems to be blocking something. The low wind howled, and from time to time there were a few neighs in the forest, as if something was wailing and screaming. After a while, the wailing sound disappeared, and instead a piercing, goosebump-like laugh came out, but the laugh came to an abrupt end after only a few sounds. Other than that, there is no extra sound. There is not even the sound of birds singing. The woods swayed in the dim light, like a sleeping beast. Once they opened their eyes, they would swallow him. Where am I? Was a little puzzled for a while. A translucent light curtain suddenly appeared in the center of S sight, and 2 lines of words slowly appeared on it. Wang Peng took a few deep breaths, calmed his mood, and according to the light curtain, used his own mind to touch the words Survival Manual on the light curtain. A piece of text spread out immediately. Rules of the Survival Game 1. The player will own a village as the initial territory. A fixed gift of civilians 100 people and recruits 5 people in the initial territory. There are a total of 6. This is the hint given to them by the so-called global survival game. Wang Peng's expression suddenly became serious. Behind, there are 100 civilians and 5 recruits as mentioned in the rules of the survival game. But these people are like sculptures, standing there with expressionless faces, as if waiting for Wang Peng to wake up. Looking at the strange surroundings, as well as these clay-like civilians and soldiers, Wang Peng has realized that he has been ingested into another world by an unknown force. Moreover, the rules provided by unknown forces clearly imply that the players of this game are from all over the world. This is by no means good news. However, the most important thing at the moment is to gather information. Wang Peng opened the chat channel through the button at the bottom left of the light screen. Is there anyone? Does anyone know where this is? What's the matter? I just played all night, and I came here without sleeping or eating. I'm hungry and sleepy, so I don't have the mood to play games. Send me back. I was lying on the bed just now and chasing drama. Why did I get to such a place where birds don't in the blink of an eye? Help! I got lost out of the territory, and now I seem to have encountered a monster. Is there anyone willing to help me? I have opened the newbie gift package, a drawing of a farmhouse construction. What should I do next? The hand upstairs is so fast. Why is mine a veteran? Now those civilians and recruits are also alive, more than 100 people staring at me. What should I do? Really, the gift in the novice package seems to be a random option. Brother who ran out of the territory and got lost, are you still alive? It seems that most people are confused. Like Wang Peng, they were all involved in such a mysterious event for the first time. Moreover, obviously most of them do not have the patience of Wang Peng. Wang Peng scanned every piece of information quickly, and this game world gradually became clear in his mind. It is dangerous outside the territory. It may even be life-threatening at any time. Everyone has a chance to draw rewards at the beginning of the game, and everyone's rewards are different. Wang Peng turned his head, his eyes locked to the center of the territory. There is a card that emits fluorescent light floating steadily, and a beam of light pierces up and down around the card. Wang Peng stepped forward, drew out the card, and the beam of light dissipated. Get a veteran archer *1 is exactly the same as the people in the chat channel said. This is a random selection. Veteran archer in Wang Peng's imagination, this is not the best result, but it is acceptable. An archer, Houyi reading www.youyuganshu.com means. Wang Peng was thinking, another line of words suddenly appeared on the light curtain. A draw card critical strike occurs. Wang Peng was taken aback. Settled down, confirmed that he was not dazzled, then opened the world chat channel, and found that no one had ever mentioned the so-called card crit. Is this card crit, no one else? Or is it? There are too many old yin ratios, and they all hide themselves and refuse to say? Wang Peng is 10 vigilant. In short, no matter how much, if it's good, get it first. Wang Peng nodded immediately, yes, use it for me. I just don't know how powerful this draw crit is. Veteran archer gets boosted critical strike, elite archers get boosted critical strikes, heroic archer gets boosted critical strike. Congratulations, a series of increase prompts directly swipe the light curtain in front of Wang Peng. Honorable player Wang Peng, congratulations on your acquisition of God Houyi. The soldier has been promoted to a hero unit and is unique. God Houyi. Hiss. Wang Peng gasped, dumbfounded. I thought it was just an ordinary crit, but I didn't expect to be able to turn an ordinary archer directly over an unknown number of levels into a legendary existence. Heroic unit, God Houyi. This is a man who dared to shoot the sun with one bow and one arrow in myths and legends. With this kind of existence, will his future development be much smoother? Thinking of this, Wang Peng's eyes when looking at Houyi suddenly heated up. Went further, Wang Peng did not find anything to eat, nor could he see any traces of the river. Apart from weeds and trees, there are a lot of hills and hills. These hills and hills not only obstruct the view, but there are also scary birds flying up from time to time, and there are nervous and weird calls. Wang Peng is very alert, but not impatient. He keeps the chat bar open. In the chat bar, no player has mentioned that he has received food yet. Since everyone has nothing to gain, Wang Peng is not in a hurry. Get exploration points +10. The light curtain reminded again that Wang Peng had obtained exploration points. At this moment, Houyi suddenly pointed to a hill in front of him. Leader, there are fruit trees on that hill where you can pick fruits. There is food. Wang Peng's spirit was shocked. They did pass many trees with fruit along the way, but all of them were rejected by Houyi. According to what Houyi said, that kind of tree is called red fruit tree. The red fruit on the tree tastes sour and tastes like dry straw, even poisonous. So Wang Peng had to give up those fruits. Fortunately, after walking for so long, they finally found edible fruit. Chief, that is a green fruit tree. The green fruit on the tree is sweet and sour, it is a good food. The two walked all the way to the foot of the mountain, and Houyi pointed to a fruit tree not far away and said. Wang Peng looked up and found that the fruit trees were heavily covered with fruits, and at first glance, there were dozens or even hundreds of caddies. And similar fruit trees, there is a piece on the mountain, at least a dozen. Such a calculation, there are at least a few hundred kilograms of fruit. There are so many fruits that can make these hundreds of people hold on for a few days. Of course, green fruit is just fruit after all. Eating green fruit is not a long-term solution. You have to look for food later. Go back first. Wang Peng returned to his territory contentedly. The civilians are full of energy, and have accumulated a lot of wood in the territory. Wang Peng told Houyi, call 15 people, and then call all the soldiers. Let's go into the woods and pick fruits together. The civilian heard that the leader had found food to satisfy his hunger, and his face suddenly appeared happy. Yes, boss. I'm starving to death. To put it in the past, I would have ordered takeout out of the restaurant at this time. But now, I can only starve here. This territory is empty, with trees all around, not even a source of water. How can such a place survive? I don't know if this territory can be transferred, or if it has been expanded to a place where there is a source of water. It may be more comfortable by then. When Wang Peng took the team to King Guasha Mountain, the chat channel was still very lively. Most of the people who were stripped out of society for the first time turned into chattering channels. The speed of refreshing the information screen is very fast. Some people are complaining that there is no food, some people are complaining that the environment is bad and it is difficult to survive, and a small part is communicating how to live better. Wang Peng carefully screened the information. A few of them still caught Wang Peng's attention in that period of time, other bold players also discovered the existence of green fruit trees. At this moment, a message made Wang Peng suddenly refreshed. Fuck! What kind of broken game can I still play? I just brought my men into the woods to find food, but I met a monster. 30 civilians, 5 recruits, and an archer were almost wiped out in the end. If it weren't for me to run fast, I'd have to plant myself. Who would have thought that a cat demon could be so powerful? It's fine now, more than 30 men have entered the forest, and now only 2 recruits have escaped. 5 civilians, the others are all dead. How do you play this? The news came out, and the lively chat channel just became quiet. Stop! Wang Peng stopped the team almost immediately. Chief, what happened? We are almost there. Houyi reminded in a low voice. Wang Peng discovered that their team had already arrived at the foot of the green fruit forest. Wang Peng raised his head and looked at the hill full of green fruit trees. The hill that was originally beautiful and lovely in his eyes has now become terrifying, looking like a demon forest. Damn! I met the cat monster too. It's in the fruit forest. Fortunately, I reacted quickly. Let the soldiers block the cat monster, I ran away with the civilians. Pity my 5 soldiers, all died, this what do you do next? Hey! Don't scare me. I'm picking fruit right now. There won't really be a cat demon bazarga. The garbled characters are typed out. The cat demon attacked. Hey, brother up, are you okay? Are you okay? Say something. Don't scare me, die, dead. Player BGJ2847593 has died. The system prompt that suddenly refreshed made the entire chat channel stagnate. Then, it burst like a floodgate. Fuck, fuck. Really will die. It's dead. It's going to be dead. What's this? How's it? If you don't look for Houyi, you will starve to death, and you will be killed when you find Houyi. Damn, I'm in the fruit forest right now. Don't scare me. I'll go back quickly. Even hungry is better than being eaten by a cat monster. Wang Peng looked at the chat channel that suddenly broke out, and the hair on his body suddenly stood up. The chief, the chief. The bobcat spirit. Just beside Wang Peng, a civilian suddenly shouted at him. Quick! Wang Peng did not even hesitate, and he is about to order quick retreat. Judging from the description of those players, the bobcat spirit should not chase too far out of the forest. And he has Houyi, and now he retreats, maybe the loss will not be too great? And this is the reason. He has Houyi. There is absolutely no need to be tough with the bobcats of unknown combat power here. Make a decision and then move. This is my Wang's motto. But, Yu reading www.yuyuganshu.com. Wang Peng's word withdraw hasn't even had time to say it. Houyi, standing next to him, has already loosened the bowstring in his hand. An arrow flashing white light, formed by the convergence of heaven and earth energy, appeared out of thin air, passing through the air with the sound of bows. The lynx spirit couldn't even make a response. It was shot through with an arrow, and it swayed like a hammer on the tree. Wang Peng, who half turned around, instantly solidified. He looked at the lynx corpse, his mouth was open, and he didn't speak for a long time. Said that a good cat monster is very powerful, and more than 30 people abused by a cat monster scrambled with their heads and suffered heavy casualties. Looking at the cat demon who was nailed to the tree and swaying constantly, and then at Houyi, who was fearless and suffocated, Wang Peng was a little speechless. Ashamed. Is fine. There is no one around here. Wang Peng, who was relieved, looked at Houyi again, and suddenly felt that this square-faced macho, how pleasing to the eye. Houyi's strength is far beyond his imagination. Wang Peng did not expect that when facing a cat monster alone, Houyi could solve it so easily by himself. In this way, Wang Peng is completely relieved. At least before encountering other monsters, he doesn't need to worry about the safety of himself and his men. However, the bigger surprise is yet to come. Lynx, killed, get exploration points plus 300, get exploration points plus 10 hiss. A bobcat spirit, 300 exploration points? Wang Peng stunned again, then turned his head to look at the lynx spirit like a rag pocket. At this time, the lynx spirit is no longer a dangerous evil star in Wang Peng's eyes, but has become the shape of a little money. With the help of Houyi, the lone lynx spirit was simply given for nothing. Give it for nothing, and you will get 300 exploration points. Although it is not clear about the value of this exploration point, it is definitely not too low from the point of view of the exploration point that they have gone so far. I just didn't expect that the gains from killing this cat demon could be so great. Also, even if Houyi shot through with an arrow, it couldn't hide the fact that this cat monster is a powerful monster that other people can't solve. Heaved a sigh of relief, and relieved his nervousness a little bit. Wang Peng turned and directed the civilians to start collecting fruits again. This time, no monsters came out to bother. Coupled with the cat demon attack just now, the civilians also have a sense of urgency in their hearts, so the speed of collecting fruits is faster than Wang Peng expected. It didn't take long for the fruits of a dozen or so fruit trees on the hill to be swept away, neatly piled up in front of Wang Peng. In the gap where the civilians were collecting fruits, Houyi, who was sent by Wang Peng to find the surrounding water source, also heard good news. Just under the tree tens of meters in front, there is a water tank hidden. The water tank is made of a broken old tree and is filled with clear water. Deserves to be a monster, he knows how to use tree trunks as a tool to hold water and store all the water. It's just that, now all the water belongs to Wang Peng. Everyone, help me, take away all the supplies here. The soldiers and civilians rolled up their sleeves and worked. Even Houyi and Wang Peng were not idle and took as many fruits as they could. Bypassed the deserted roads and hills, and returned to the territory without any problems. The civilians who had been cutting trees around the territory, saw Wang Peng and his party returning with a full load, and couldn't help stopping their tasks and cheering for their leader. The leader came back with fruit and water, so they don't have to worry about going hungry. In the territory of, the fruits are piled up like a mountain, neatly placed in the center, and on the side are wooden water tanks containing dozens of kilograms of water, and countless woods. In the territory, it is also considered a small gain. Before the other players, he had his own food reserve, and Wang Peng was a little excited. But these gains did not really relieve Wang Peng. Fruit and water can only support everyone's belly for a short time, and the fence on the edge of the territory is also torn by the wind. But outside of the territory, there are still many monsters watching. On the way back, Wang Peng had already found time to search for information in the chat channel. During the period when they returned to their territory with fruits and water, more than one person claimed to have encountered a monster. There are the strange-looking monsters mentioned before, the cat monsters that many people have encountered, and even some people encounter huge snake monsters, suddenly rushed out of the ground, and swallowed a soldier in one bite. And even in one of the messages, there is only a short sentence: "Fuck, a lot of mice surrounded us all over the mountains, everyone." The news came to an abrupt end here. Then came another chilling reminder. The news was so striking that it not only scared the players who were chatting and complaining, but also made Wang Peng alert. The surrounding area is very dangerous, and it is not the time to relax. Even if he has the big killer Houyi in his hands now, he still has to be cautious. Ate some fruits with his men and drank some to quench his thirst. After a few minutes of rest, Wang Peng stopped wasting time and rushed to open the Discovery Point Mall. Discovery Point Mall basic boss mansion drawings, only need 100 exploration points? Is the value of this exploration point so high? This was Wang Peng's first reaction. But in the next instant, Wang Peng understood that it was not the price of the basic chief's mansion that was close to the people, but that his advantage was too great. You know, he walked out of the territory this time and took a huge risk. He only got 30 exploration points to explore the environment. The real big head, on the contrary, is the 300 points gained from killing the bobcat spirit. Judging from the feedback from other players on the current chat channel, the bobcats are not a goal that ordinary players can deal with now, but only rely on map exploration to obtain exploration points. If you want to save the 100 exploration points of the leader's mansion, it is very difficult. Not easy. Redeem the drawings of the basic mansion house. Successful redemption, so that's it. It seems that the mansion of the leader is similar to an ancient position fortress. Command and defense are integrated. Put up. The order was communicated, and the civilian number 100 immediately began to act, building the leader's mansion in a rush. And Houyi, according to Wang Peng's order, led 5 recruits to patrol the territory continuously to check whether there are monsters around the territory, so as to make it easier to respond in advance. The construction of the civilians was extremely fast, and every second counted. Soon a slightly rudimentary mansion was built. There is not even any furniture in the house, only a bed for people to sleep in. But Wang Peng does not dislike it. This is the first house with a roof in the territory. I haven't seen anyone send a message in the chat channel saying that I have built the mansion of the leader. Just after he completed the construction of the basic mansion, a reminder quietly appeared on the light curtain. The first player to successfully build a basic mansion seems to be one step ahead of the others and on the right track. Immediately behind, another announcement appeared, directly facing all players in this world. Congratulations on becoming the first lord approved by the Xianwu God dynasty. The Xianwu God dynasty canonization envoy is ready and will arrive in the territory in 7 days for canonization rewards. Approval of the immortal martial god dynasty? Is the immortal Wuxian dynasty the organization of this world? It seems that it is necessary to pay attention to this information, but the most important thing is to wait for 7 days. Xianwu Shenchao will come to give him a canonization reward. Wang Peng doesn't care about the canonization, but the reward must be. After the chief's mansion was built, the content in the Discovery Point Mall has also changed. This time, the content in the mall has been enriched a lot. In addition to the basic types of construction drawings, there are also more posts such as transfer posts. After purchasing and using the transfer post, you can transfer the civilians to your desired career. Houyi reading www.huiyuganshu.com. Farmers, blacksmiths, soldiers, all kinds of occupations can be transferred to the past. Calculated silently in his heart, and corresponded to the number of exploration points in his hand and the buildings respectively, and Wang Peng did not hesitate to speak directly. Exchange for basic city wall drawings, basic scout tower drawings, and basic dormitory drawings. The city walls increase the defense of the territory, and detect the surrounding areas of Tayana before they happen. The dormitory can accelerate the recovery of the physical strength of civilians and soldiers, and relieve their mental stress and hunger. 3 kinds of buildings, each of them has a big effect. Then build it all. Successful redemption. The 3 basic blueprints were exchanged, and the civilians who were still idle immediately accepted the task and began to work. The dormitory was built next to the mansion of the leader, and the investigating tower was placed directly opposite the city wall. The construction plans in the territory were all considered perfect by Wang Peng. The civilians quickly completed the construction of all these buildings, and the entire territory was no longer as desolate as the original, but instead produced a hint of firework. This is a symbol that the territory is moving towards stability and security. Even after the construction of the building was completed, I didn't know which civilian started. The hundreds of civilians and soldiers in the territory began to raise their hands and cheer. Thank you, your lord, for building a house for us. Thank you, your lord, for building a house for us. Congratulations to player Wang Peng, who has won the support of everyone in the territory. Morale, popular support, and loyalty have all increased slightly. Listening to the cheers of the people in the territory and watching the prompts on the system, Wang Peng suddenly realized that this game may be closer to the real than he originally imagined. Morale, popular support, loyalty? This is more interesting. Wang Peng smiled and waved to everyone. When the cheers of the people in the territory stopped, Wang Peng's sight also fell on the last major category of goods in the mall job transfer post. Explore points. It is meaningless to save. Only the expended exploration points can become strength. So, it's time for a wave. Peasant transfer posts, very useful, but not necessary now. Wang Peng has no seeds, no farmhouse, and farmers are useless to him. Blacksmiths and carpenters are the same. Recruits are also unnecessary. With Houyi, the role of recruits is minimal. Only the scouts are the most important to Wang Peng. Houyi can hunt and kill cat monsters alone. For Wang Peng, discovery is equal to elimination. Destroy a cat monster, that's 300 exploration points. Thinking of this, Wang Peng chose the scout transfer post without hesitation. Successful redemption. 2 scout transfer posts, 2 recruits were transferred to scouts. But not enough scouts. Ordinary scouts, it is enough to detect the safe area, but there is no certainty of escape when encountering a cat monster. And the cat demon is the top priority of Wang Peng's current exploration. So, must upgrade. Soon, the scout's body flickered again and again, and the reminder flashed out like flowing water. Scout gains experience. Scout gains experience. Base HP, 39. It's done. Seeing the characteristics of the elite scouts, Wang Peng finally felt that the wave had stabilized. The last feature of this elite scout is more powerful than Wang Peng imagined. Such a powerful scout, there won't be many more. Any real-time strategy game player understands the importance of pathfinding. What's more, for Wang Peng right now, Pathfinder can get the most benefit. Wang Peng exchanged the experience expansion book again, and smashed at another scout. Get *1 scout, get elite scout *1 2 elite scouts. Wang Peng gave all his exploration points. But Wang Peng believes that these 2 elite scouts will become his own eyes. The benefits they bring will far exceed what they have paid now. Go. One to the east and the other to the west. Investigate the outside environment clearly. I will give you half a day to report back to the territory before dark, understand? Yes. The 2 elite scouts responded with cross hands and turned and walked out of the territory. At this time in the chat channel, everyone is still arguing. At this time, 6 or 7 hours have passed since everyone entered this world. Even the players who have just eaten before are now beginning to feel the threat of hunger and thirst. I'm almost starving to death. I haven't felt this for a long time. If it doesn't work, let's go out and take a look. Are you crazy? How many monsters have been encountered by the previous batch of people who left the territory? Even if they did not meet the monsters, how many have found food? Stay in the territory, and you can live a little longer. That is, many people have encountered the cat demon, and they are chased by the cat demon. What if they hide in the territory and be hungry for a while, at least safe? Ha ha ha! I finally found it. I found a fruit tree full of red fruits. Although it's not delicious, it tastes sour and tastes like chewing dry straw, but it's still fruitful. Where is the red fruit? Is it safe around? Are there no cats guarding it? If it is safe, let's pick it too. Wait, don't eat. This fruit seems to be poisonous, my stomach hurts. I just took all the men and horses out to fight with the cat demon. All 5 of my soldiers died, and the leader died more than 70. But the cat demon killed me. Ha ha ha. Something has been eaten. Brother, are you a chronic suicide like this? There are only more than 20 civilians left, how can you develop? Even if you fight the cat demon once and pick some fruit, there will be no more days in the future? When the fruit is finished, what can I do? Follow him. I have wine now, I am drunk now. At least I won't be hungry today. Ha ha ha. Wang Peng silently checked each piece of information, but there was very little useful. Time flies by. Soon, the sky dimmed, and the two elite scouts who went out to investigate also brought news. Not far to the northeast of the territory, there is a mountain forest. There is a green fruit tree in the forest, which is probably bigger than the one closest to the territory. There is also a lynx guarding in the forest. There is a similar mountain forest and lynx spirit in the place continuing east for about half an hour. The situation in the west is much more complicated. The scouts going west only walked for about half an hour and saw a stretch of mountains. Looking farther from the top of the mountain, you can see a big river. Mountains? Big river. Wang Peng pondered for a moment, and instinctively felt that the west was far more dangerous than the east. Now that Houyi hasn't developed yet, Wang Peng has absolutely no idea of challenging high difficulty. The two fruit trees in the east, let's set off now. How long will it take to pass? If it's just a humble person, half an hour is enough. If you want to bring other soldiers to lead the people, it will take about an hour. The elite scout replied respectfully. Wang Peng looked at the dim sky and shook his head. It's too late, I'm afraid there is not enough time. I don't know if there will be any dangers at night, so it's better not to take risks. So he patted the shoulders of two elite scouts. It's hard work. Let's go eat and rest first. Your publicity has newly gained 2,660 likes, which can be converted into 266 exploration points. Is it converted? Conversion exploration points? Can every 10 likes be transformed into a discovery point? I didn't expect that it was just a public announcement, and I could get such an extra surprise. Wang Peng had a brain teaser, and even thought of a few ways to use system loopholes to brush exploration points. For example, a large number of players in the contact area. Have you discussed and liked each other? But, just when Wang Peng thought about it, and praised himself, he saw a small print prompt appearing on the system. Dear player Wang Peng, you are going to give a thumbs up to the player Wang Peng's publicity. You can only get one chance to like each day. Are you sure? Okay. It seems that the idea of scoring points is out of play. Fortunately, I have received a lot of likes. The conversion is successful, and there are more than 300 exploration points to start. Into the night. The wind is loud outside the territory, and there are strange laughter and screams that sound from time to time, which is frightening. When I was on the earth, the days of peace seem to have gone back. But fortunately, Wang Peng built the mansion of the leader, which at least has a bed for sleeping. In the chat room, most players are still in confusion. It's so cold, where do you all live? I'm about to catch a cold by the wind. I had to make my subordinates form a circle so as to protect me from the wind. Why don't you build a house with surrounding wood? The person who said this upstairs has never been out of the territory. To build a house requires drawings, and the drawings need to be purchased from exploration points. A house without drawings can't be built at all. It's cold and hungry, I want to eat fried chicken, I want to drink Coke. The morale and loyalty of my men have been declining. Will you reading www.yuyugonshu.com riot. Looking at the complaints and concerns in these chat channels, Wang Peng shook his head. Fortunately, he has Houyi, killing the bobcat spirit to get a lot of exploration points. Stood up and clapped his hands. Wang Peng greeted him, everyone has worked hard today. Let's go back to the house and sleep. Yes. Boss. Hundreds of people heard the order, wiped the mouth of the fruit just after eating, lined up and went into the basic dormitory to rest. Late at night. Wang Peng was sleeping in a daze when he suddenly heard a shout outside. Is the voice of the soldiers staying in the scout tower. Wang Peng, who was already cautious, was suddenly awakened, and his whole body became sober. What happened? He hurriedly put on his clothes and rushed out, when he happened to meet Houyi standing outside the door preparing to knock. The leader, it's the ghost. Ghost? Wang Peng heard the words and looked outside the territory. There were a dozen ghosts outside, rolling their pale eyes, with a dull expression of shattered clothes, and slowly walking around the territory. However, this ghost seemed to be a little afraid of the light curtain covering the territory, and did not attack the high wooden wall. Even when they are about to approach those lights, they will actively turn to avoid them. Is the novice protection period at work? Wang Peng breathed a sigh of relief, but soon became serious again. It's not safe to enter the night. Wang Peng looked at Houyi, and suddenly thought of his feat of shooting through the cat demon with an arrow during the day. A bold idea rushed into Wang Peng's mind. He couldn't help asking, is the ghosts out there really threatened? Can you deal with it? Yes. Houyi's answer caused Wang Peng's breathing to stop for a while. This wave, there is it. When he drew Houyi, Wang Peng thought that Houyi would bring him a huge advantage, but he did not expect to bring him such a big advantage. Houyi performed the task perfectly. Wang Peng dispatched an elite scout, and then a ghost who was alone was provoked by the elite scout, and he wanted to rush forward with his teeth and claws. The elite scout rushed into the territory quickly, and the ghost stopped in fear when he saw the light gleaming outside the territory. Then, the energy of heaven and earth gathered, and a long arrow gleaming with white light appeared. One arrow. The ghost that was shot did not even make a sound, and immediately disappeared. Get exploration points plus 50 as expected. Seeing the prompt refreshed on the screen, Wang Peng was almost surrounded by a huge sense of happiness. Houyi can drop the ghost in seconds. At this time, the ghosts still wandering in the wilderness, in Wang Peng's eyes, all turned into little living treasure chests. Originally, Wang Peng was a little worried about the threat of these ghosts, but now, Wang Peng is really anxious that there are more ghosts outside, the better. He even started to worry a little, if he killed all these ghosts tonight, would there be no ghosts in the future? After all, these ghosts with teeth and claws are all lovely experience packs and money bags. In short, Wang Peng patted Houyi's arm with confidence, come on, kill all the ghosts outside, and strive to be upgraded. You two cooperate with Houyi. Also pay attention to your safety. Yes. The two elite scouts answered without hesitation. Ying A, shoot. Ying A, shoot. Arrows with white light were shot accurately, and the ghosts outside the territory disappeared one by one. Get exploration points plus 50. Get exploration points plus 50. Get exploration points plus 50. Houyi upgrade. When the sun rose the next day, Wang Peng woke up. After staring at Houyi and shooting all those ghosts, he went back to the house to sleep in peace. He didn't expect to sleep peacefully this time, and slept directly until dawn. The first thing I do when I get up is to open the chat channel to see if anything new has happened and new information has come out that night. Fuck, this night can be considered past, I'm almost frozen. Who isn't it? There are still a bunch of ghosts floating around outside, calling out from time to time, and the cold wind is blowing around them. This is more difficult than primitive society. At least primitive society has a cave to hide from the wind. The primitive society has never heard of ghosts floating around. I haven't eaten all day and night, and haven't slept well at night, I can't stand it anymore. Upstairs, let alone you can't stand it anymore, my subordinates can't stand it anymore. Now they are staring at me with bloodshot eyes, I'm afraid they will eat me. Is Xiant Tai the who makes his subordinates form a circle to help you keep out the wind? It seems that there is no noticeable information for the time being, and everyone is tortured enough by the ghost of the night. The only thing that made Wang Peng a little interested was the big clever who let his subordinates help him out of the wind. Wang Peng wanted to know how far his loyalty had fallen, and whether he would really kill him. However, it seems that there will be no results for a while. Wang Peng turned off the chat channel and got up vigorously. Outside the house, all of my subordinates had eaten breakfast, all of them were shining brightly, obviously they all had a good rest. Houyi, take all the 3 recruits, and some civilians, let's go out and kill the cat monster. Elite scouts, one comes out to lead us. The other is ahead of us and assists in investigating the situation ahead and around. If you encounter a situation different from yesterday, or if other monsters appear, you must come back quickly and report it to me. Other civilians continue to cut trees and build on the periphery of the territory. But you must remember that if you encounter danger, don't be reckless, everyone immediately hide in the territory. Assigned the task clearly, and the group set out to the direction of the green fruit tree. No twists and turns occurred along the way, exactly the same as the situation of the two elite scouts yesterday. Also bypassed several small hills and walked along a barren path covered with Houyi weeds, and quickly reached the destination. Get exploration points +10. The green fruit forest grows on a hill like the one the day before yesterday. But compared with the panic last time, Wang Peng has now changed his shotgun. Elite scouts soon discovered the lynx demon guarding the fruit forest. Houyi, who had been upgraded to the first and second level, stepped forward and shot the bobcat through with one arrow. Get exploration points +300. Civilians and soldiers are left to collect fruits. Wang Peng took the scout and Houyi straight to the second green fruit forest. Once again, try the same trick again, with 300 exploration points and hundreds of kilograms of fruit. This trip, everyone can be said to have returned with a full load. As for Houyi, after brushing the ghost for a night and killing 2 lynx spirits, he has risen to Tier 1 and Tier 3, and his attributes have also increased. The 2 elite scouts continued to explore the surroundings in accordance with Wang Peng's mission. Everything is proceeding in an orderly manner, and the territory has begun to grow. More importantly, Wang Peng already has more than 1,300 exploration points in his hands. In addition to the 20 points obtained from going out to explore the way and the 600 points obtained from killing 2 cat monsters, there are more than 200 exploration points converted from likes, and the rest are all obtained from killing ghosts. Even, the number of likes is still slowly increasing. Every 10 likes is a little bit of exploration, which is a gold mine. The total income of this forest is not a small number. Same as I said before, only the expended exploration points are good exploration points. Wang Peng is not a granddad who has a lot of exploration points and is not willing to spend it. It is even more impossible to be a fool who has a lot of exploration points and died in an accident due to lack of strength during a certain exploration. Open the Discovery Point Mall, and Wang Peng starts to browse quickly. God Houyi with unlimited development potential, Wang Peng did not hesitate to use his stable word Ju to the extreme. Wang Peng knew that he had a great advantage. So the saying goes well. The development of territory is the word stable. What city wall defense, what bow and arrow tower, what city defense watchtower, all arrangements will be made first. Scanned the items in the mall, and Wang Peng selected the mansion of the junior chief. All the useful basic buildings have been built, and the rest are not needed for the time being, just upgrade directly to the primary building. Successful redemption. 1,000 exploration points were spent, and the drawings of the junior chief's mansion were immediately exchanged. Greeted a team of people, and began to reform without stopping. Time hasn't passed long, and the change is over. Sure enough, this time the chief mansion looks much stronger than before, and the floor space has also been expanded. Has even placed simple desks, lockers, guest chairs, and other items. Even the bed looks a bit bigger than before. Not bad. The better resting environment also made Wang Peng happy. He opened the Discovery Point Mall again. Houyi reading www.yunsha.com. Sword Soldier Transfer Post, 5 exploration points. Looking at it, Wang Peng immediately found something different from before. Not only the original basic architectural drawings have been upgraded to primary architectural drawings, but there are even a lot of things that were not there, such as the blacksmith's shop and the scientific research room. As for the arms, it is even more abundant. There are so many choices, Wang Peng carefully calculated. The wooden city wall looks good enough, but it is a little bit tasteless in Wang Peng's heart. It has to be upgraded to a brick and stone city wall to give him more security. But if you want to build a masonry wall, you must have enough masonry. Purchase the drawings of the primary quarry, and then transfer to 10 masons. With the stonemason, the role of the quarry can be fully utilized. Before the novice protection period arrives, all the materials needed to upgrade the masonry wall will be polished and completed. At that time, what stood on the periphery of the territory was the reassuring brick and stone wall, not the wooden wall now. The problem of the city wall was solved, and the exploration point in his hand was basically spent. Wang Peng originally felt that there are already a lot of exploration points in his hand, but now, it is far from enough. It's better to brush more monsters and ghosts, accumulate exploration points quickly, and continue to strengthen the defense of the territory. Saving money is as slow as a turtle, and spending money is like running water. Lovely players, please give me a thumbs up and let me gain more exploration points. Bye. The city wall blocks the monsters, the magic circle blocks the ghosts, nothing wrong. Successful redemption. The magic circle was purchased, and a white light was immediately emitted from the leader's mansion, and it spread over the territory, gradually overlapping with the novice protection. But obviously, when the novice protection period is over, the effect of the magic circle will really show up. The exploration point in his hand was emptied again and transformed into a territory defense power to protect everyone. Near noon, the working civilians, according to Wang Peng's command, put down their work, began to eat green fruits, drink water, and take a short rest. Wang Peng did not relax. While he was eating green fruit, Houyi read www.youyuganshu.com while opening the chat channel, searching for news from it. The great who has built the basic mansion, would you like to reveal what's in it? Instead of asking here, it's better to go out and search for exploration spots to build your own. If I have the ability to build myself, I still use it here to ask. Just as these players were making noise in the chat box, a message suddenly appeared, which caught Wang Peng's attention. Fuck, Lao Tzu is the second person to build the basic city lord mansion. Why don't you give me a thumbs up, and only give a thumbs up to the one who built it first? Why? Now I will tell you, every 10 points likes can be transformed into a little exploration point. Now every like you click for that person will eventually become an exploration point, enhancing his strength. And you can't get anything. It's ridiculous. Go and like the leak, guys, go. As soon as the players' news came out, the players underneath who were communicating instantly became quiet. Then, there was a lot of noise. I can get exploration points even if I like it. Grass, then I am not an enemy. I thought I could take the luck of the great god, but turned into a leak? Can I cancel the like? I regret it. No wonder the player didn't come out to speak, but silently watched us like it. This looks very much like the bosses who watched leak trying to make money for themselves when I was at work. Click to open the panel and look at it. Sure enough, after the player revealed himself, the number of likes for all the announcements about the construction of the city lord's mansion almost fell in response, and even began to stagnate. And the player who broke the news turned out to be the second person in the announcement to build the mansion of the leader. This guy, is a brain disabled? Wang Peng looked at the message and found it incredible. Wang Peng would not be surprised if there are too many players to build the mansion of the leader, and people are talking about it and revealing the news. When the forest grows, there are any birds. Moreover, there are too many people, and the income is reduced. The latecomers broke the news with the mentality of I can't get others and don't want to get it, which is easy to understand. But now there are a total of 5 players who built the mansion of the boss in the announcement, and the number of likes from each of them is not small. Why did you expose this matter? Looking through it for a while, Wang Peng saw the player's announcement and the number of likes was less than 1/10 of Wang Peng's. Looking at the details again, Wang Peng probably understood. This guy is the second person to build the Lord's mansion, but unfortunately the time he built the Lord's mansion was too unlucky. He just built the Lord's mansion just before nightfall on the first day. Most of the players who were willing to like that day had already liked Wang Peng. And not long after the next day, there was a third player who built the Lord's mansion. For most players, it doesn't really matter who they give points, it's just fun. So the player added in the middle is more tragic. The number of likes he received is not only incomparable to Wang Peng, but even worse than the next third and fourth players to build the Lord's mansion. Turned out to be because I disliked too few likes, and I was so jealous that my mind was flooded. Wang Peng shook his head helplessly. What do you say? I'm not afraid of God's opponents, I'm afraid of pig teammates. As soon as this person revealed, the growth trend of the number of likes of all people immediately slowed down, and even stagnated, and after a while, it stopped growing. But even so, what good is it for the player? Nothing at all. In fact, before he broke the news, although his number of likes was not as good as Wang Peng and the next two players, he already had more than 300 likes. And it's still accumulating slowly. The news broke that the player's own likes also stagnated and stopped growing. That's all. Even without these exploration points for the conversion of the number of likes, Wang Peng can still obtain resources through other means, but it is a pity that he has lost a way to obtain additional benefits. However, Wang Peng doesn't care, but that doesn't mean everyone doesn't care. I said you are sick? There are not many people who have built the basic mansion. It's good if everyone's public announcements are there, and you can silently accept likes. No matter how large or small, it is also an income. Now you speaking of this, my public announcement directly stopped the number of likes. Can you help me make up for the lost exploration points? According to me, this man has a problem with his brain. Fuck, originally my number of likes can be exchanged for dozens of exploration points, and even in the next few days, I can continue to earn some income. Now I am directly given the foundation by this idiot. Broke in. If you don't want to develop well, and if you want to die, go by yourself and take us together? What if the number of people's first public likes is large? If you are envious, you should also be the first. The leader's mansion, it only got 50 or 60 likes after it was publicly announced. Once your news is revealed, the number of likes will stop. How many exploration points can I exchange for my 50 or 60 likes? I can't redeem it. You are an idiot. I'm doing this for what? I'm a social morality. You take the exploration point and don't say it, want to trick everyone into giving you a thumbs up? What's wrong with me telling the truth? Hee. It's still on the bar, still beating the swollen face to fill the fat man. You're out of help, get out. The few people who were the first to build the leader's mansion are all waiting to use the mechanism of likes to convert exploration points to expand their advantages. But after this person broke the news, the great advantage was directly ruined. Now, the players who built the basic boss mansion are punishing this population. However, the behavior of these players has also aroused the disgust of more players. Hee, a group of old yinbai. When I lied to people before going out to find the way, they were all cheating. Why, if you can't cheat anymore, someone broke the news and started spraying. While Lao Tzu is fighting against the bobcats, he will fight with your old yin. Where do you go from here? Don't be swaying in front of me. Be careful that I smash the window glass of your house. How about? The eyes of the crowd are sharp. Do you think you can just hide and cheat and like it? Guys, I'm on your side to expose their conspiracy. Trouble guys, give me something like. The self-destructed player consciously planned it, and licked his face to like it. But after his words were spoken, the likes did not increase. On the contrary, many players in the chat channel directly turned the muzzle around and sprayed him. Haha, it's so funny. You didn't break the news because you were too eager to like you? If it was for everyone, why did you go there? After all, you still want to cheat likes, get out of you. Exposed this matter and found that I couldn't get likes. I regret it. Now that it was for us to break the news? Do you think we are like fools with imperfect brain development? Hehe, I'm just a small leak, but I don't know how to like it. Let's ask the gods to play by yourself. Attention, each person can only like once a day. It's useless to like each other. Don't be fooled. This person is so cheap. I was envious of the high number of likes just now, and now I am licking my face and talking nonsense? If you want me to say you have something wrong, get out of here. Impossible. How could this be? The battered player stared at the messages on the chat channel, already sweating in a hurry. The number of publicized likes stopped, and there were no more exploration points. Although the chat channel was stiff, the players still knew very well in their hearts that what they did had caused the consequences. I'm so stupid. I was kicked by a donkey in my head. Looking at these verbal abuses and blames, the player finally couldn't help but slapped his face with an angry slap. Make your mouth cheap. Everyone had entered this game, and they had accumulated hostility in their hearts. This self-destructive player hit the muzzle, which just aroused the anger of everyone, and everyone sprinkled the anger on him. After being scolded by so many players in a variety of ways, the self-exposing wolf might be a little bit unbearable, so he just hit it and never took offense again. Wang Peng watched the players talk and was silent. It's a bit difficult to get players to like him willingly after such a thing. I was expecting a links guide, so I could mix up likes. Now it seems to be difficult to achieve the original effect. However, the strategy is still to be done. Few players can kill the links spirit, naturally no one has issued a strategy. Reading www.youcanshu. In this case of calm, the strategy market is a blue ocean, and it is still worth exploring. Wang Peng has never overestimated the morals of ordinary people, but he does not think that everyone is a heartless villain. A piece of gold-rich links guide, Wang Peng felt that it was impossible for no one to like it at all. As long as it is a bit like, even if it is less, it is a point to explore in vain. Even if there is no Wang Peng will not lose anything, nothing more than a lack of money. After a short rest, the territory started moving again. The civilians worked hard to cut down trees and build buildings, and the masons worked in the quarry, processing masonry at a faster speed. Wang Peng, with his subordinates and Houyi, succeeded in finding the green fruit forest, killing the cat demon, and harvesting green fruit according to the intelligence of the elite scouts. At night, taking advantage of the novice protection, he madly kills ghosts, gains experience for Houyi, and gains exploration points. As for the two elite scouts who went out again to explore, they had already brought back news. There are indeed many civilians in the Lynx cave. It's a pity that these civilians are being held by cat monsters, and the situation is not optimistic. The good news is that there are no cat demon leaders in the cave, but the bad news is that even if there is no cat demon leader, there are still 17 cat demon leaders living and gathering in the cave. With so many cat monsters together, even with the help of Houyi, Wang Peng did not dare to attack easily. Randomly punched the master, Wang Peng didn't want Houyi to become the master who was beaten to death. So, still have to be steady. Wait until he accumulates more exploration points, and then brush Houyi to level 5, unlock the second characteristic, and make his strength even further, then go to solve the cat demon cave. Time goes by and the territory is constantly developing. Just like that, time turned to the 4th day. In the past few days, the development of the territory has become more and more decent. Under the investigation of the elite scouts, Wang Peng also found a number of lone lynx spirits, and took Houyi to solve them easily. Now Wang Peng has accumulated a large number of exploration points in his hands, and even Houyi has risen to the first level 5 as a result, unlocking his second characteristic. God Houyi perfect. The second characteristic is actually a group damage characteristic. Originally worried that the second characteristic would have little effect on this attack on the cat demon cave, but now Wang Peng is relieved. Isn't this group of injury characteristics a perfect skill to fight against the cave of the cat demon? Just a Houyi alone is not enough, you have to upgrade the soldier in your hand again. Directly invested in a large number of exploration points, drew out civilians and transferred them into recruits, and then transferred these recruits into 10 shield soldiers and 3 spearmen. Then, upgrade for them. Basic shield soldiers and basic spearmen are not safe enough. If you want to use them, use the best and most powerful elite soldiers. Upgrade, upgrade, upgrade. Your shield soldier is rich in experience, do you upgrade to a shield soldier? Yes. Get a shield *1. Your shield is rich in experience, do you upgrade to an elite shield? Yes. Elite shield warrior attack power, 1-3 defense, 2-7 get 3 elite lancers attack power, 2-9 defense, 1-1 carry out. Thousands of exploration points were invested, and 13 elite level soldiers were directly piled up. 10 elite shield soldiers, 3 elite lancers, plus a tier 1 and tier 5 Houyi. If such a strength still can't beat the cat demon caverns, Wang Peng dare to write his name upside down. Is so confident. Instructed the civilians to be more careful and continue to cut trees and build buildings around the territory, while Wang Peng led his soldiers toward the cave of the cat demon. The cat demon cave is not too far from the territory. If you walk straight, it will take about half an hour to arrive. Is surrounded by tall trees blocking the line of sight, and the sound of the wind blows from time to time. The group of people rushed to the cat demon cave without any communication on the way. Until approaching the destination, he found that the cave was backed by a hill tens of meters high, surrounded by a stream that was almost dry. 2 or 3 cat monsters were pacing at the entrance of the cave, seeming to be guarding something. From time to time a cat demon walked out of the cave and went to the stream to drink. Inside the cave, crying and panicked screams were heard continuously, followed by a harsh cat demon roar. That should be the civilian who was caught by the cat monsters. It seems that their state is very dangerous. Houyi, be prepared. Elite shield soldiers, always be prepared to protect the Lancer and Houyi, and when the cat demon counterattacks, pay attention to block. The spearman finds the right time. When the cat demon counterattacks, he must hit the attack. Arranged and assigned the tasks one by one, Wang Peng patted Houyi, let the cat demon drinking water come here first. Houyi heard the command and immediately bent his bow to shoot an arrow. With an arrow down, it accurately shot the cat demon's feet, and the cat demon was shocked, and immediately noticed Wang Peng and his group standing in the distance. There was a trace of ferocity on his face, and the cat demon grinned and threw it over without hesitation. Houyi, pay attention, if the soldiers can't stop the cat monster, you can attack it in time and kill it in seconds. Exhorted Houyi, Wang Peng turned his head and looked at the soldier. Shield soldier, hold up the shield. Pikeman, hold the gun. Boom. There was a muffled sound, and the huge shields in the hands of the elite shield soldiers smashed to the ground, dusty. The cat demon didn't shrink at all when he saw this scene, and rushed directly towards the crowd. But seeing it rushing closer, the cat demon turned around, bypassing the elite shield who was holding the shield, and leaped towards Houyi. Mao Yao's goal has changed, and now there is no defense in front of Houyi. Wang Peng's heart tightened, and he was waiting for the order, but Houyi shot out one step at a time, nailing the cat demon to the ground. Is fine. Houyi is different from other soldiers. Wang Peng gave him great freedom to judge and move. After thinking about the course of action of this cat demon, Wang Peng's heart was bright. Is it possible that it is Houyi who provoked the cat demon, so it bypassed the shield directly and turned its primary goal to Houyi? Thinking that some players used the method of sending someone to provoke the cat demon to lead him away, and then let the civilians grab the time to harvest the fruit to fish for food, this must have been inadvertently taking advantage of the weakness of the cat demon. It seems that the news that I have seen in the chat channel is also of great reference value. If this cat demon is more resolute, then it might be easier. Houyi, good job. casually praised Houyi and asked him to provoke a cat demon. The goal of the second cat demon was the same as before, pointing straight to Houyi. But Wang Peng was prepared this time, letting the elite shield soldiers stand in the middle of the road when the cat demon attacked in advance. Clang! There was a muffled noise, and the cat demon couldn't turn around in midair. He bumped his head against the shield and made his head dizzy. The shield soldier who was attacked exerted all his strength and resisted the attack abruptly. The pikeman standing behind the shield soldier stabbed with a single shot, passing directly through the body of the cat demon. But the cat demon didn't seem to feel any more. He actually grabbed the spear that pierced into his body and tried to continue sprinting forward. There were 3 elite pikemen standing beside Wang Peng. Was another shot, splashing flesh and blood, followed by the third shot, piercing the cat demon's neck accurately. The cat demon convulsed a few times, and slid softly back to the ground. Succeeded. Sure enough, once these cat monsters confirm their targets, they will not change easily. If the formation is not chaotic and the configuration is sufficient, they can completely kill the cat monsters while keeping the manpower. In this case, then you need to reduce the soldiers appropriately, start testing the minimum requirements needed to kill the lynx demon, to complete the limit strategy you imagined. A scout will come out to attract a cat demon, 3 shield soldiers and 3 spearmen. Pay attention to cooperation. Houyi, look at the right time. If the scout can't escape in time and encounter danger, you will take action. After allocating the task, the scout carefully stepped forward and attracted a cat demon. The cat demon was provoked by the scout, and attacked again. The scout was so fast that he couldn't catch up for a while. When the cat demon chased within the attack range and began to pounce, the elite scout directly turned around, bypassed the shield soldier in front of him, and hid behind. Clang! There was another clear sound, and then the 3 pikemen standing behind the shields attacked again and again, directly piercing the cat demon. Experiment with 2 shield soldiers and 2 spearmen. The steps are exactly the same, but this time there were 2 spearmen used to attack, and they failed to directly kill the cat demon in seconds. Fortunately, Houyi made up the knife in time, so there was no danger. Attract another one. This time, Wang Peng was prepared. After the spearman attacked once, the cat demon still persisted in hunting down the elite scouts. However, the scout went around directly, like a seasoned Spanish bullfighter, turning the cat demon around. Was killed again by the spearman. Experiment with a shield soldier and a spearman. Seeing that the situation is developing well, Wang Peng also has confidence in his heart and directly reduced the soldiers to a shield soldier, a spearman, and a scout. Can the 3 soldiers directly kill this dumb cat demon through operation? The result is positive. Under the dexterous pace of the elite scouts, they kept circled around the shields, turning the cat demon's dizziness around, and every time it failed to hit the target, he was forced to hit the shields raised by the shields. Then, the pikemen hiding behind the shields will attack. After 3 times like this, even the cat demon finally couldn't hold it back, and finally succumbed to it. Wang Peng breathed a sigh of relief. These soldiers were all made at a huge price, and if they were really lost due to the experiment, he would feel distressed. But fortunately, the result is perfect. Was thinking, the cat demon inside the cave finally found something wrong. The remaining 11 cat monsters rushed out of the cave, looking at Wang Peng and his soldiers. Their eyes were full of tyranny, as if they were going to be torn to pieces directly. Hiss! The 11 lynx spirits uttered a harsh roar, their hairs stood up all over their bodies, and they bowed their bodies and grinned at Wang Peng. The cat monsters attacked together, so naturally they couldn't do any more experiments. Wang Peng did not procrastinate and gave the order directly. Houyi, attack! Houyi raised the longbow in his hand, and the shining white light gathered into one piece. The 9 arrows gathered by the energy of heaven and earth appeared in an instant, shining all around. Shoot the sun! Swish swish! 9 long arrows in a row were directly held high by Houyi to shoot the sunbow, and all of them were thrown out. The lynx spirits couldn't avoid it, and 9 cats in a row were directly nailed to the ground. The remaining 2 lynx spirits saw this scene, the disdain in their eyes disappeared, showing a strong color of jealousy, and they rushed towards Wang Peng and the others madly. And Wang Peng decisively ordered, "Guardian, raise the shield!" Boom! There was another roar, and 10 elite shield soldiers directly lifted the giant shield and slammed it to the ground. The dust on the ground was smashed by the huge force. But the scattered dust did not affect the cat demon's sight at all. They found the target and rushed forward like crazy. The elite pikemen standing behind the elite shields immediately raised the spear in their hands and thrust forward forcefully. With a bang, the spear directly pierced the cat demon rushing forward, but the cat demon did not flinch. Like the previous cat demon, he also regarded the spear in his body as nothing, holding the spear with 2 paws in front of him, and continued. Force forward! But it rushed halfway, and another spear stabbed out and plunged into the cat's neck, and then the third spear accurately pierced the cat's eyes. The cat demon was pierced by 3 spears in succession, and finally stopped, lying limply on the spear, and was thrown to the ground mercilessly. The 3 elite pikemen here have just solved a cat monster, and the last cat monster on the other side has already rushed up. But it was still halfway through the air, and Houyi's arrow had already been shot, penetrating it, and the huge power even blasted the cat monster back to the ground. 17 cat monsters, it was so simple, they were all cleaned up. Wang Peng's experiment was also successfully completed. As seen from previous experiments, this method is feasible. In this way, even if the player does not have elite soldiers in his hands, he can complete this set of procedures even if he only uses elementary units. The only difference is that the attributes of the junior units are much lower than those of elite soldiers, and the number of attacks needs to be increased. Looking at the limp cat demon corpse on the ground, Wang Peng breathed a sigh of relief. After so long meticulous preparation, the cat demon cave was finally solved completely. In this battle, the entire lynx cave was encircled and suppressed, and a total of 17 lynx spirits were killed. These 17 bobcat spirits alone brought Wang Peng a full 5,100 points of exploration. But it's not enough. An entire lynx cave, the reward is more than that. After all the lynx spirits were killed, a head cautiously poked out from the cave of the cat demon. The man looked around, took a look, and finally let out a shout, shouting into the cave, "The cat demon is dead, come out, everyone! Hey!" Within a short while, hundreds of people came out of the cave. Then, these people neatly bowed down in front of Wang Peng. "Master Chief! Thank you Master Chief for being brave and fearless for helping us clean up these monsters. From now on, we, the 131st Commoner, Houyi reading www.youyuganshu.com is looking at the head of the leader, willing to follow the Lord, together. Build territory. 131 civilians. So many people bowed in front of Wang Peng, and his heart was a little shaken. Is this what he achieved after solving the cat demon cave this time? Hurriedly got all these people up, Wang Peng took Houyi and the soldiers into the cave carefully. The cave was already empty at this time, only a beam of light gleaming, protecting a card steadily. There are rewards. Wang Peng's eyes lit up, he hurried forward, and drew the card from the beam of light. Get a random card, do you want to open it? Yes. Obtain excellent rice seeds, rice varieties. With this, you can grow rice and harvest food. Wang Peng is delighted. Get a card crit once, do you use it? Okay. Draw a crit. Since the first day of use, there has been no chance to draw cards in the past few days, and Wang Peng has almost forgotten about this. Unexpectedly, now it appears again. Use naturally. Your rice seed gets an increase crit. Congratulations, get high quality rice seeds. Your high quality rice seeds get an increase crit. Congratulations, get the best rice seeds. Your top quality rice seed gets a booster crit. Congratulations, the increase reminder is the same as before, once again swipe the light curtain before Wang Ping. Honorable player Wang Ping, congratulations on getting the Dragon Tooth Spirit Rice. The seed has been promoted to the top unit and is unique.